As Sir Howard Stringer, CEO of Sony Corporation, settled in for his flight back to Japan from New York, a number of pressing issues occupied his mind about Sony's future. At the forefront, Sony's next-generation video game console, the PlayStation 3, was set to launch worldwide on November 17, 2006, a mere week away. Despite PlayStation's 2 dominance in the last generation of gaming consoles, Stringer understood that the past successes were no guarantee of future success in the intensely competitive game industry. Microsoft had launched the first volley in the last console war by releasing the Xbox 360 in the fall of 2005. Within 1 year, almost 4 million Xbox 360s had been sold worldwide, giving Microsoft a significant head start in the race of market dominance. Meanwhile, Nintendo, a competitor thought to be dead due to the lackluster sales of its previous console, the Nintendo GameCube, had generated a significant buzz around its new entry, the Nintendo Wii. Targeting more of a mainstream audience than Sony and Microsoft, the Wii is scheduled to launch just 2 days after the PS3, posed a serious threat to Sony's market share, particularly due to its $249.99 retail price, half the price of the PS3. Stringer also knew that there was much more at stake than within the console war. The next generation of DVD market was at stake as well. In addition to being a gaming console, the PS3 was a Blu-ray disc player. Blu-ray was the next generation optical disc format that held more than 5 times as much information as the DVDs and allowed a high-definition television owners to watch movies with unprecedented level of image quality. The PS3 was, in effect, the Trojan horse of the Blu-ray format. Sony found itself in an intense standards war with Toshiba, a well-established Japanese electronics manufacturer that, in partnership with Microsoft, had developed its own digital video standard, the HD DVD, that retailed for $500. The battle lines were being drawn as companies including HBO, New Line, Intel, and Sanyo aligned themselves with HD DVD, and Fox, Disney, MGM, Lionsgate, Apple, Dell, Pioneer, Panasonic, Philips, HP, and Sharp sided with Blu-ray. Warner Brothers and Paramount were supporting both formats. While winning the digital video format war could prove to be extremely profitable for Sony, the battle will be hard-fought. Sony, meanwhile, had some disappointments in the past establishing its own technology formats. In the mid-1970s, it launched the Betamax, a home video cassette tape recording format which was quickly outmarketed by GVC's VHS format largely due to the fact that VHS tapes held more taping capacity, 2 hours, compared to Betamax 1 hour. In 2003, Sony attempted to establish its own music and movie playing format by introducing the Universal Media Disc. For its portable gaming device, the PlayStation Portable, PSP, initial PSP units were sold with the UMD version of the Spider-Man to highlight the flexibility of the device, but UMD never took hold, in large part due to the lack of UMD titles and the number of other devices that play UMDs. Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony will all be launching their new generation of video game consoles at the time when the industry was ripe for a new growth spurt. In 2005, the US video game and PC game retail industry, including the sales of portable and console hardware, software, and accessories and PC software, generated nearly 10.5 billion revenue in 2005, a 6% increase over 2004. Of this amount, software sales totaled in 7 billion, a slight drop from the 7.5 billion generated in 2004. The software sales decline was mostly due to the industry's transition to the next generation of gaming hardware. Those consumers interested in purchasing a gaming console were willing to hold off a year until the next generation had arrived, while those with current generation consoles such as the Xbox and PS2 were reluctant to purchase new software for a system that would be soon outdated. Most industry forecasts, however, were very optimistic, with the firms such as the PricewaterhouseCoopers estimating that the industry will grow to 46 billion by 2010. Some industry analysts believe that the PS3 will put Sony on top of the video game market for the foreseeable future. Instead, a communication service research analyst firm predicted that through 2010, the Sony PS3 will account for just over 50% of the installed base of the next generation consoles, while Microsoft Xbox 360 will have 28.6%, and the Nintendo Wii, 21.2%. But getting there will not be necessarily easy. As one industry analyst opined, Microsoft has driven a stake in the ground. They will have 10 million units by the time Sony ships the PS3. Sony is going to have to respond in a big way. In October, just 1 month before the public unveiling of the PS3, 235,000 PS2 were sold in the United States, compared to 200,000, 17,000 Xbox 360s.